Welcome to the third of our Bible studies as we journey with Ezekiel through a time of political and theological and national catastrophe. Jerusalem destroyed by the armies of Babylon, the Temple of Solomon razed to the ground, the people of Israel in exile, thousands of miles from home. By the waters of Babylon they weep and lament. Then he brought me back to the entrance of the temple. There water was flowing from below the threshold of the temple towards the east, for the temple faced east, and the water was flowing down from below the south end of the threshold of the temple, south of the altar. A tiny trickle of water flowing from the place of worship and sacrifice. Ezekiel invites us to follow the journey of this droplet, this teardrop, this sign of life. We know, do we not, that life in the universe cannot exist without water. Astronomers are currently searching for signs of life on other planets. We know there are tens of thousands of planets in the universe without life, and that means without water. The final part of the book of Ezekiel leads up to this vision of the tiny droplet of water flowing from the place of prayer and sacrifice. Ezekiel, for 6 chapters, has been describing the building of a new temple in the desert from chapter 40 through to chapter 46. The new temple is impressive, but empty. Everything is prepared, but there is no life. But then the prophet sees and follows this tiny trickle, imperceptible, but so powerful, flowing from the place of prayer. We follow the stream. The growth is slow at first. After 1,000 cubits, the water is ankle deep. Another 1,000 cubits and it's knee deep. Another 1,000 and the water comes up to the prophet's waist. Another 1,000 and it was a river I could not cross, for the water had risen. It was deep enough to swim in, a river that could not be crossed. He said to me, "Mortal, have you seen this?" The depth of the river is the first miracle. The river grows as it flows from the temple, nourished by the worship and prayers of God's people. But the second is greater still. The river is powerful and brings life in massive abundance. Ezekiel retraces his steps now. As I came back, I saw on the bank of the river a great many trees on one side and on the other. He said to me, "This water flows towards the eastern region and goes down into the Arabah, and when it enters the sea of stagnant waters, the water will become fresh. Wherever the river goes, every living creature that swarms will live." This beautiful world, made by God, alone of all the planets in the universe, teems with life. In the seas and rivers, in the skies, above ground, below ground, there is life on earth. And there is just one place on the entire planet where nothing grows or lives. That place is called today the Dead Sea. This is the sea of stagnant waters in Ezekiel's vision, the deadest place in the world. And this is Ezekiel's powerful vision of hope and of the kingdom of God. So powerful is this water which flows from the temple, this droplet, that when it reaches the Dead Sea, the waters will become fresh and everything will live where the river goes. Everything will live where the river goes. Everything. The fish will be of a great many kinds. They will grow all kinds of trees for food. Their leaves will not wither nor their fruit fail, but they'll bear fresh fruit every month, because the water for them flows from the sanctuary. Their fruit will be for food and their leaves for healing. This is a wonderful vision of God's kingdom, which embraces life in the whole of creation. It's a remarkable and a chastening thing to read this story of abundance and life in creation, next to and in the midst of the disaster of climate change and environmental degradation. We should weep when we reflect on what we have done together to God's beautiful world. We have poisoned the seas. We have filled the air with fumes. We have wrapped the earth in a blanket of greenhouse gas. We have driven species to extinction. We have spoiled the world. And we, like the exiles, sit under judgment. But there is hope. There is hope of renewal and healing. And that hope must begin from and be nurtured in the place of prayer and sacrifice as we draw apart in our worship. That hope begins in our own lives, in that tiny droplet of life. We follow the river to see change and depth and life and transformation for the world, to see the literal healing and renewal of creation and the blessing of the earth.